tell you a story because you hit on mental health. I think that we should not underplay this. I think we should be talking much more about the effect of hyper competitive sports on young children and their mental health. Let me tell you a story. When I first moved to Idaho, I was at a tournament, and after a game, and we were warming up to play in the next game. And I think the kids I was watching, these were probably 14-year-olds, 13, 14-year-olds. And the team that had just finished playing came off the field, and they were sitting in a little group, and their coach was screaming at them, yelling. They must have just lost, yelling, screaming, belittling. This was a coach that was mature in age, and was from a country where they had a soccer culture, just on them. And there was a kid who was sitting there, and I think either wasn't paying attention, or maybe he giggled at something, whatever it was. Coach stops, yells his name, and tells him to get the F out of my team. He says, "Get out of here, get the F out." I'm sitting there as a parent of sons and as a longtime coach, and I'm thinking, I'd probably call the police on this idiot for the level of abuse he's giving to a 13-year-old. This kid stands up, starts to cry, gets his bag, starts walking away. His team is silent, staring at their coach, staring at their friend. And I'm not sure if this is to his credit or if he finally realized that he was in a public place, but that coach, after about 10 steps of this kid walking away, said, "Get back here and sit down. Just sit down. Come back and join us." Okay. At that point, I was livid. And that was, if that had been my son, there would have been serious ramifications for that coach. And maybe there wouldn't have been, because maybe that club cared most about winning. And maybe they didn't care about the effect they just had on that kid. At what point in that conversation did that coach think, yeah, this is probably best for this kid for me to do this? This is in his best interest. Maybe he did, with some skewed way of looking at coaching, but good grief. That is, and so you look at these clubs and these sports, youth level sports, where the competitiveness is so high that it replaces the values. It is the value, right? The number one value is win, be the best, win. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm anti-American in this way. I'm like, my number one value is kids. Like, that's a human. Love the kid, help the kid, and then push the kid after he knows you love him and care about him.